Never underestimate the flawless power of a diamond.
Today on American Gladiators, she can conquer a 2,000-pound Brahma bull, but in the first round, Jonnie Jonckowski from Montana couldn't conquer the Eliminator's treacherous treadmill. Only sheer exhaustion by her opponent allowed her to advance. Today against Sherry, I'm a lot tougher than I look Giardina. The question is, will Jonnie conquer her nemesis?
It's all coming down to the Eliminator. If I can get up the treadmill, I'll win.
I am the coward. I have the power. Yeah.
On the men's side, Craig Charles, the U.S. Border Patrol agent, crossed the border into Gladiator Arena and came out with an impressive victory. But his foe this time is Mark Ortega, a former high school football star who's no stranger to physical contact. Well, Mark, our 10 Gladiators are laying in wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Gladiator Arena in Los Angeles, California, here are your American Gladiators. She's solid gold. Thunder. South. Here comes the laser beam. Blade. Nitro. Diamond. Gemini. Ice. Power. The Samuel Goldwyn Company presents the American Gladiators. Let the games begin.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley along with Larry Zonka, and welcome to the American Gladiators. Our second round of competition is underway, and once again, our 4 contenders, 2 women and 2 men, will be vying for a spot in the semifinals here in the first half of our season. Once again, first and second half winners go on to meet in the Grand Championship. Larry, how do you size up the men's competition between Mark Ortega and Craig Charles?
Well, Mike, as you remember, both of these men ran the Eliminator in exactly the same time, 50 seconds each. The difference being that Mark Ortega seems to be a little better athlete, scores more points in the early round. If he does that today, he's going to have a big advantage.
Mark beat George Lawrence in the prelims. Craig Charles took the measure of Mark Anthony. The winner here will go on to face Johnny Vineyard in the semifinals. The first event for the men is the Joust, and the contenders have 30 seconds to knock the Gladiator from the platform. I'll look now at Mark Ortega. He's first up in the Joust. Chiropractic student, Fullerton, California. A man in high school, this guy was one of the best running backs in California. Over 2,000 yards, an 8.3-yard rushing average, 25 touchdowns. That was best among Division 1A high schools in California.
They nicknamed him the Juice. I don't believe that he has the kind of speed that O.J. had, but I do believe that he managed to bounce off people the same way O.J. did. Let's see how he bounces off Gemini here.
Again, we like to always rotate the events here on American Gladiators. This event was not in Mark's prelim, so it's his first taste of jousting action.
He's getting a good taste, too. He's trying to deliver. Gemini starting to wield that thing like a sledgehammer.
I'll tell you what, Mark was ducking, dodging, bobbing, weaving. Gemini just waited for the opening shot and found it.
Baseball batting machine, batter up, and he put the home run on him.
Next up is Craig Charles, and Larry, you said early on, Craig's need to score points in some of the early events to get him off to a good start. In his preliminary round, he lost in just 12 seconds. That to Turbo, now he draws Gemini. And as we have seen over the last 2 seasons of American Gladiators, Gemini, one of the best.
Oh, one thundering right cross, and it's all over.
That lasted all of 3 seconds. Gemini shuts out the men.
And Craig Charles walking around trying to figure out exactly what happened. And here is what happened. Gemini, with that overhand right, delivers a punch that, well, he almost looks embarrassed about it.
Well, the women are now set to do hand-to-hand combat with the pugil sticks. A look at Sherry Giardina. She's the first on the pedestal. She'll be going against Jonnie Jonckowski here in the second round. The winner here goes on to meet Kimberly Lentz in the semifinals.
And Mike Sherry comes to us from Valencia, California, where she's an owner-manager of a Gold's Gym. Has a background in gymnastics, softball, was a majorette at one time. But today she's going to have to face off against Gold.
Sherry, a very attractive young woman, but don't let the good looks fool you. She's plenty tough. I mean, just to make it through 7 events and make it to the second round speaks for itself.
She's got a background in gymnastics, so she has that good balance, but she's getting beat off the platform by Gold. Sherry really doing a good job just to stay on the platform. Gold delivering some overhand smashes right to the jaw of Sherry. Really doing a good job just to maintain her balance.
This obviously not the kind of thing you have to do as an aerobics instructor.
She's a little shook up, but she'll get it back.
And a look at our 36-year-old bull rider from Billings, Montana.
Mike, this gal embodies a lot of great attributes. She's tough, smart, has the long reach, fearless, 5'8", 140 pounds, and raring to go.
Larry, she's also the oldest contender here. She'll have to face Gold, but she's not going to ask for any quarter nor give any. Again, the contender has 30 seconds to knock the Gladiator from the platform. If they can last the entire 30 seconds without getting knocked off themselves, they'll earn 5 points for the draw. Gladiators known for their first strike capabilities.
Gold, the early aggressor, but Jonnie hanging on and hanging on well.
Got a good wide stance on the top of that pedestal, maintaining her balance. She's driving up.
Jonnie has been on top of 2,000-pound Brahma bull, so can she hang on here? 3 seconds to go.
Draws the tie.
So 5 points for Jonnie Jonckowski. Job well done. And she leads Sherry Giardina after 1 event. Coming up next for the women, hang tough as the American Gladiators continues right after this.
After 1 event in the second round match between Sherry Giardina and Jonnie Jonckowski, our professional bull rider has a 5-0 lead. They are set now to hang tough. Sherry's up first. In 1989, she was Miss Fitness America. How fit? Well, here's a picture of Sherry and her husband, Frank.
I was going to ask if you knew that was Frank was on the right side, seeing as how I didn't think you looked at the right side of the photograph, Mike.
Well, Sherry's going to have her hands full here and hang tough against Ice. Ice has yet to lose in this event. Again, a contender will get 10 points if they can make it to the opposite platform where Ice is standing right now, and 5 if they can last the entire 60 seconds without being pulled off the rings.
She looks good up there, Mike. She wiggles her feet to get a little extra oomph into the deal to hook the ring.
Now she's hanging on to just 1 ring
3
and looking for some help.
Desperately looking for some help. Ice is in the vicinity. Oh, she missed that ring.
Now she's got one.
But she's got to go because Ice is going to make her move. She's got to take a long swing.
Side by side, here come those ice baby legs. 22 seconds left on the clock. So long. Nice try by Sherry, but once Ice wraps you up, that's it.
Well, Sherry had an opportunity a little earlier. If she could have just got some momentum, got some swing going. But Ice closes in, gets those big legs wrapped around her. And Ice is powerful. Once she gets a hold of you in those rings, it's all over.
And if she wasn't tough enough, she's got the crowd behind her. They're going Ice, Ice, baby, and Jonnie Jonckowski can hear it. Ice making sure that crowd is good and pumped up. Jonnie with a smile on her face, but not for long.
Jonnie's played in front of loud crowds before. I'm sure she's not the least bit intimidated.
You gotta move, Jonnie. 4.
Talk about Jonnie being tough, being a bull rider and so on, but she is a good all-around athlete. Makes a wise decision there as she retreats a little bit. Taking a gamble here. She's gonna try to blow by Ice. Oh, no. Ice says no way. Can she hang on?
First the arms, now the legs. 28 seconds left.
Watch the head.
Jonnie has now become the bull. Ice is the rider.
Stay away from the head.
Ice nearly falling off.
I'll tell you what, if Johnny hangs on here, this would be unbelievable.
11 seconds.
Well, one person happy by that outcome, Sherry Giardina, because she would have fallen behind farther. But as it stands right now, no points for either woman. It's 5-zip after 2.
Johnny doing a great job of hanging in there. Ice finally got a hold of her, and then Ice, as you alluded to, just rides the bull. That's where Johnny's arms look like they're a foot longer now.
And down she goes. Well, the men are set now to hang tough. Mark Ortega and Craig Charles, no score after one event for either man.
And a look at one of our newest gladiators, Tower.
No escape from the tower.
We were watching him in the practice rounds when we discussed it. The ratio of weight and upper body strength, you know, is most of his strength in his upper body? Can he compensate for all that weight that's in his lower body? And he appears, that watching him in the practice rounds, that he has that kind of stamina on the rings.
Well, Craig Charles didn't have much success in his preliminary round in Hang Tough. He lost to Nitro, pulled off the rings in 40 seconds. Tell you what, Tower takes up the entire grid, though.
He is
Again, Tower the man.
He takes those long swings right down the Tower, got himself in trouble. He needs to retreat.
Still plenty of time left on the clock.
Tower.
Yeah, get back there, make Tower come for you.
We have likened this to a lot of things, a chess match in midair, a cat and mouse game, and
Mark got to make his move here. He's got to get by Tower right here.
well, Tower's hung up. Mark Ortega, the man with the momentum. Tower's not going to cut him off, I don't think.
10 seconds left. He's got to get himself down there. Oh, he missed the ring.
5 seconds. Oh, that's it. Mark Ortega very close to getting the full 10. Missed that ring. He'll settle for 5. So after 2 events, Mark Ortega and Craig Charles are tied at 5 apiece. And we'll be back with more of the American Gladiators after this. Next up, Swingshot.
Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, and you can see how things stand between Craig Charles and Mark Ortega going into Swingshot.
Craig Charles will try to break this tie right now.
Larry, he at one time worked on the Mexican border preventing illegal entry of people and narcotics. I'm looking at this picture. I don't know where he was, up on the north.
That's not the Mexican border. That's probably more like northern Minnesota. That's a moose crossing.
Well, in Swingshot, the contenders have 45 seconds to leap from their pedestals up there attached to bungee cords and then spring from the floor and reach up towards the cylinder and try to grab either the yellow, blue, or red balls worth 1, 3, and 5 points, respectively. The Gladiators they'll have to face, they're also attached to bungee cords, are Tower, Thunder, and Nitro.
Contenders ready! Gladiators ready!
Mark Ortega with a blue ball worth 3 points. Another blue.
And he accomplishes 2 things because he blocks Craig at the same time.
1 down.
Now Craig has got a blue ball. Mark scrambling to the Tower. He's got 2 in that scoring pot. He's grabbed the 3rd again. Boy, does he get some vertical leap.
He's got some great vertical jump, but he's also been blocking Craig as he gets up there.
He's got another one.
Again, he blocks him. He's accomplishing 2 things. He not only gets the ball, but he
He's got
blocks out
5
his opponent.
seconds now, Larry, to get that 4th blue ball in that cylinder. He runs out of time, but oh, what an effort by Mark Ortega.
And effort's the key word for both of these fellas. We watch Mark doing 2 things, mastering the bungee, but also using his abilities to block his opponent at the same time. Beautiful shot of him blocking out. Craig Charles and now ball. Mark's leading Craig 15-9.
The women are set for Swingshot. Sherry Giardina trailing Jonnie Jonckowski by 5. Sherry obviously looking at this event as a chance for her to get on the scoreboard. Jonnie, on the other hand, we told you about her exploits as a professional bull rider. She wouldn't even be here competing if it wasn't for a personal setback. Here's her story. The week she was to leave for the American Gladiator tryout, Jonnie Jonckowski's house burned down. That didn't stop her.
Athletics is my life, and this one hit me so hard that I really even quit training. And a friend just said, hey, you just can't quit like this.
In 1976, while competing at the Olympic trials as a pentathlete, a leg injury forced her to withdraw. That didn't stop her. She decided to try something else. 15 years later, hundreds of rides later, and countless injuries later.
You know, I've broken all the ribs, the noses, the ankles, the tears.
Jonnie has become one of the greatest female bull riders ever. And just moments ago, before today's competition, Jonnie was inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame, right alongside Calamity Jane and Annie Oakley.
Your official medal. You are officially inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame in Hereford, Texas.
So if you had any doubts, guess again. This cowgirl is here to win.
She's a sweet gal, Mike, and I'm glad we could bring a little piece of her induction ceremony right to her here.
And after riding those kegs of dynamite called Brahma Bulls, the swing shot here should be a piece of cake, as she'll have to deal with diamond, zap, and ice. Again, the contenders have 45 seconds to score as many times as they can, plucking those yellow, red, and blue balls off the center cylinder. Jonnie, the first up, she really, with the greatest of ease, was able to grab that blue ball for 3 points.
Swing!
Again, the contenders' mission is to stop that from happening, but Jonnie has picked off a yellow one. Now she's got to get it into the scoring pot atop her platform.
Give her some help. Up and swing.
20
swing.
seconds to go, Larry.
Gotta go.
Sherry's ready to launch herself. Let's see how she does. A little too far from the pendulum.
Jonnie's picked off another yellow one. Another point there.
Both contenders having trouble getting back to the towers.
And that is it. Sherry Giardina gets shut out as Jonnie Jonckowski picks up 5 more points and leads 10-0 now.
Mike, we've kidded Jonnie about being one of our oldest contenders, but there's still a lot of spring left in those legs.
3 events down and 3 to go. We're halfway through our competition. And in this women's second round matchup, Sherry Giardina has yet to get on the scoreboard. She trails Jonnie Jonckowski 10-zip on the men's side of the coin. Mark Ortega with a 15-9 lead over Craig Charles, Larry.
Well, Mark's doing just what we talked about. He's exercising those fine athletic abilities. Craig, the fighter, the Golden Gloves boxer, he's hanging in there, slugging it out. And he joins us down from the Contenders locker room. Craig,
how you doing?
You're scoring more points than what you did in the preliminary round. You're slugging it out. How's your attitude going into this second half?
It's a lot better. I feel better this second time around. I was a little nervous before, but I'm in it now. I'm gonna start scoring some major points.
Well, you're gonna have an opportunity. Powerball's next up, and I know you like that body contact.
I love Powerball. It's my best.
Good luck.
Thanks for joining us, and that's our home base halftime, Larry. We've got 3 more exciting events coming up, plus the Eliminator, which decides everything. We'll be back with more of the American Gladiators right after this. Coming in 2 weeks, an event you won't want to miss. Former pro football greats invade Gladiator Arena to bang heads with the American Gladiators. Don't miss the American Gladiators Pro Football Challenge of Champions. After 3 events, Mark Ortega with a 15-9 lead over Craig Charles as the men are set to play Powerball. And a look at Mr. Ortega. We told you about his high school football exploits as a running back at Whittier Christian High in California. He'll be doing battle with Craig Charles, the U.S. Immigrations Officer, who makes his living apprehending illegal aliens. Now he's about to be apprehended. He'll have to go against Tower, Nitro, and Thunder. Thunder happens to be the subject of our Ask a Gladiator segment, and Craig Fielding writes, "Dear Thunder, how much can you lift? I've been wondering that too.
Craig, thanks for writing in. As far as how much weight I can lift, if you're inquiring about the bench press, which is what most people are usually concerned about when they ask someone how much they can lift, my best bench press ever was 600 pounds. However, I'm not involved in power training these days as I used to be, so my bench press hovers around 400 to 450 pounds.
And if you'd like to ask Thunder or any of our other Gladiators a question, you can write to Ask a Gladiator, 10203 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 967. Now scoring in Powerball, goals in the outer cylinders worth 3 points, a goal in the center cylinder worth 5.
Thunder can bench press 600 pounds. That means he can pick up everybody else on the Powerball court, Mike.
Well, Powerball is brought to you by Nintendo's, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power, super power.
That's exactly what Craig Charles needs to do. He's behind 9 to 15. He's got to come up with some points.
Right by Tower, but his ball spun out of that cylinder.
He did not go by Thunder. He ate the dirt. Again, he gets to the scoring cylinder, but he bounces the ball out. It doesn't go in. Ortega with a nice move. Spun Tower around and made the goal.
Ditto for Craig Charles. He went right by Thunder that time. I tell you, these two contenders are not intimidated by our trio of Gladiators.
Oh! Craig meeting up with Thunder's forearm. Ortega with a little hook shot at the corner.
Talked about Mark's football background, one of the great high school running backs during his heydays at Whittier Christian High School, over 2,000 yards. That's it, the 45-second time limit has expired, but a great match between two rough, tough contenders.
Oh, Mike, I like this Powerball. It's nose to nose. Mark Ortega leading Craig Charles 30-18, and Craig Charles taking some hits. As we see Tower manhandle him right here. He bites the dust. Now down at the other end, he takes on the big man. Thunder with similar results, right to the turf.
On the other side of the coin, Mark Ortega, here's the definition of a major league move, folks. He fakes Tower out of both of his knee pads, both of his arm pads, his shoestrings, and just about everything else he was wearing to score right here.
Look at that, he slips in behind Nitro and scores a few points.
Even though there's still 3 events remaining, including the Eliminator, it's do or die time for Sherry Giardina. She is yet to score, and the bad news is that she's about to take on Diamond, Zap, and Blaze in Powerball, and in the prelims, she was shut out in that event.
Sherry, the bodybuilder, using the finesse tactic. On the other hand, you have Johnny, the bull rider, that uses the direct approach.
Sherry knows all about low-impact aerobics. She's getting some serious high-impact work. Johnny, nice move on Diamond. And Johnny zips by Blaze this time. She's got some speed.
Oh, there it is. There's what I was talking about. Sherry backed off. Johnny blew through, got the gold, and it looks like injured Zap in the process.
Zap has limped to the sidelines, and as a result, Sherry Giardina goes scot-free to the center cylinder, her first points of this contest, or any event for that matter.
Zap out of there. Johnny's taking full advantage of it, one-on-one. She doesn't there, but she scored several goals since Zap's been out.
And that is
gets a little kiss right at the end.
Wow. The good news for Sherry Giardina, she no longer has the 0 attached to her name. The bad news, she trails Jonnie Jonckowski 22-5.
There's the replay. You see Johnny, she's used to that bull riding. She just goes on through and pays the consequence. Actually, Zap pays the consequence, but Sherry pulled off.
Zap left the contest at that point, limped to the sidelines. Now she's being attended to by the trainers and being assisted to the locker room by her fellow Gladiators. Let's hope she's okay. We'll be back with more after this. Atlasphere is next. Welcome back, Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. Mike Adamle along with Larry Zonka. We're currently in the second round of competition, and our women have completed 4 events already. And right now, Jonnie Jonckowski, our bull rider, leads Sherry Giardina 22-5. The event, Atlasphere.
Sherry inside the red cage. Jonnie inside the yellow atlasphere. Blaze and Ice doing the honors for the Gladiators. And we've upped the ante in the second round of competition. Now each score in those 4 scoring pods worth 3 points.
Atlasphere is brought to you by M&M's Chocolate Candies. Have a handful of smiles.
Gladiators, ready!
Sherry, who owns and manages a gold gym in California. That's Sylmar, California, not Valencia. There are a lot of friends from Sylmar here to work, root her on. Jonnie Jonckowski banged up her thigh in Powerball, showing no effects from that injury. She's got 2 goals already.
Working on a third, Mike. She's rolling into pod number 2.
She's got it. 3 scores. So 9 points. Sherry has 1. Blaze doing a good job of checking her and stopping her progress.
Jonnie picks up a 4th score. Now Ice has her pinned.
20 seconds left on the clock. Sherry trying to work against Blaze and scoring pod number 1 now. Both Jonnie and Sherry have a breakaway at scoring pod number 4. Jonnie missed it, so did Sherry.
3, 2, 1.
And that is it. But what an effort by Jonnie Jonckowski. Our bull rider sets a new Gladiator record. 5 goals worth 15 points. Sherry Giardina picked up 1 goal worth 5 points.
And I think it's safe to say Jonnie, a very adept athlete, has picked up the technique in atlasphere and made good use of it.
Jonnie, a new American Gladiator for women in this event. 5 scores worth 15 points. Congratulations. I know you're very concerned because the Eliminator is coming up. You've had problems, especially with the treadmill. You've been, what, running up mountains to get ready for that?
Well, lately it's just been up the little dirt hills in the back of the hotel. Hopefully that's going to be good enough to kick me up there. And if we had a little bit of cheering from the crowd, I know I can go up over the top.
All right, Jonnie, well done.
Thanks.
Jonnie has an abundance of willpower and she'll take a 37-8 lead going into the next event. A reminder, coming up in 2 weeks, our Pro Football Challenge of Champions here on American Gladiators. Larry, it should be fun.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of my old NFL cronies show up.
6 NFL greats going against our Gladiators.
I'll take the guy on the right, you take the guy on the left. Here for the switch call. If I get brought too far to the right, you go ahead and switch. We'll go from there.
Remember, get the big hit, the big first hit.
Big
get
hit.
him
We got to get that big hit.
Big hit. And if they try to crisscross or something, just stay with your man.
Just stay with the guy, but listen for the switch.
I got you, brother.
You got it, man. Let's do it. Shut up.
Big hit.
Right, big hit.
Laser Nitro thinking big as in big hit. Those collisions are gigantic once they start this atlasphere match. Mark Ortega with that 30-18 lead over Craig Charles. Mark in the red cage. Craig will be in the yellow one. You know, before he came here, all of his friends told him one thing. Whatever you do, Craig, make sure you get nitro. Here's why.
I don't know what it is about him. I don't have anything against him, but everybody seems like I talk to. Nitro, nitro, nitro. Do it to him, do it to him, all right.
I think the good advice here, Charles, is to stay away from nitro. Put as much distance between you and he as possible.
You also heard Nitro and Laser talk about a switch call, so maybe they'll cross paths in the middle of this atlasphere arena.
Gladiators, ready!
Wow! That collision between Nitro and Craig Charles was deafening. Mark, on the other hand, scoots by Laser, now working his way to scoring pod number 3, but can't hit that sensor.
Laser doing a good job knocking him forward, making him go over top of that pod so he couldn't score the points. Nitro shadowing Craig down here, forcing him wide of the pod.
Laser doing the same to Mark Ortega. You know, sometimes we don't give our Gladiators enough credit just to get these atlaspheres moving, and they weigh 225, 250 pounds. Is feet enough? Trying to defend against somebody inside another atlasphere is something else again. 5 seconds to go, and I think Laser and Nitro are just about to do it. And they have no points for Mark Ortega or Craig Charles. The Gladiators with the shutout.
I'll tell him score. Want a little bit of action, you know.
Nitro and Laser laying down the law in atlasphere. Up next on the American Gladiators, our 32-foot wall. That will be scaled next.
Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. Who will fall off the wall? Well, hopefully neither Craig Charles nor Mark Ortega. They're set to go. This is their 6th event before the Eliminator.
There's a shot of Diane Duran, Mark Ortega's high school sweetheart, who is now his fiancée.
Diane hoping Mark is the first man up the wall so he can earn 10 points. He will be followed by the dangerous Laser.
Pulling down on that first hill there. Think so? I don't know.
Craig Charles, in 1985 and 1986, he was a Golden Gloves champion in the state of Kansas. How good was he? Well, you be the judge here. Aggressive little cuss, isn't he? Now we'll try to take a few jabs at that 32-foot wall. He'll be chased up the wall by Tower.
Craig told us earlier this is supposed to be his favorite event. He thinks he'll do the best at the wall. And this is a good time for it to happen.
Again, the Contenders working with that 10-second head start. Craig never got going.
Laser falls off.
Laser falls off, you're right. This the best climber among the Gladiators, too. Mark Ortega with a huge lead. Now he just has to remain mistake-free.
He's into that corner pretty deep, Mike. That makes it tough.
25 seconds left on the clock. He's going to make it. Mark, you keep getting better and better. Practice makes perfect. In the prelims, 44 seconds. Here in the second round, how about this? 39 seconds, pal.
Great. I'll tell you, a lot of it was fear, I swear. Laser's on my tail. He's the best climber here, and I just had to scoop. He was at my feet.
How about all those people from Fullerton, California, including your brother and your fiance? They got to mean a lot.
My friends and my family have great support. It gets the adrenaline pumping. I love them.
Well, you set yourself up well for the Eliminator. You have an 11-second head start.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The wall is next for Jonnie Jonckowski and Sherry Giardina. And for Sherry, this is a crucial event.
And for Gladiator fans, good news. Zap is back after injuring her ankle in Powerball. She'll be here to chase Sherry up the wall.
Ice in pursuit of Jonnie.
Jonnie got a little bit of a sore knee a little earlier in Powerball. See how it's affecting her climb. Jonnie, you know, nationally recognized, women's rodeo circuit. She's been on a lot of TV shows. David Letterman, she told me if she wins this thing, she may challenge Letterman. I'd like to see him crawl up that wall, Mike.
Yeah, I would too. Well, look at Sherry go. All her friends from the Gold Gym in Sylmar, California. I don't think Sherry made this during the practice sessions.
She's awfully close now, but Zap's got her by the foot.
Ditto for Ice and Jonnie.
Jonnie says, nope, you can take my shoe, but I'm staying on this wall. Ice is gonna have to get a better hold than that.
15 seconds remaining here for Jonnie Jonckowski. Can she make it to the top? Ice not giving up.
And neither is Jonnie. She is one top gal.
4 seconds. Can she do it? Remember, she has to be all the way on.
Yeah.
Yes, Larry Thompson gives the signal. Yes, she did.
Almost had her. Almost.
Yeah, but almost doesn't count except in horseshoes. Ice says Jonnie opens up a 47-8 lead over Sherry, and here Ice has that death grip on Jonnie's foot, takes her shoe off, almost removes her sock, but Jonnie hangs in there.
Sherry, however, was not as fortunate as Jonnie, as Zap was able to pull her off. Well, backstage, the Gladiators are getting ready. Up next, the event that will decide it all, the Eliminator.
And welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California, and the Eliminator awaits Jonnie Jonckowski and Sherry Giardina. And quite frankly, Sherry has a mountain to climb. She trails by 39 points, and according to the Eliminator scoring format, each point is worth a half second in time, meaning that Jonnie will get a seemingly insurmountable 19.5 second head start. Is it an impossible deficit to overcome? Let's find out. Larry's with Sherry at the start line. Larry?
Sherry, this is your strong event. Not so for Jonnie. How do you feel about the 19.5 seconds?
Well, it is my strong event. In the first round, I was behind seconds also, and I just cooked, and anything can happen, so I'm definitely going to give it my all and go for it, big time.
We'll be watching you, Goog. Good luck.
Larry, I love that Tennessee twang. However, the big story, will our bull rider, Jonnie Jonckowski, make it up the treadmill? Let's go back to the first round. She missed not once, not twice, but 3 times going up that treadmill. Never did make it. It was her Waterloo, but she did manage to advance. Can she do it here? Another potential problem for the Contenders, should they fall off the hand bike, they'll be detained in a penalty pit for a total of 10 seconds. But the big question, can Jonnie Jonckowski make it up the treadmill?
She's been practicing on a little hill behind her hotel. Hey, that is a monumental conquest. Jonnie Jonckowski on her way. 3-time world champion bull rider, a woman who was to be inducted into the Cowgirl Hall of Fame today, but instead chose to compete here on the American Gladiators. She is choked with emotion, believe me.
And this gal's tough, Mike. She can withstand some pain. She's just shrugging off that knee pain as she works her way up to the platform.
Legs up, legs up.
Sherry giving a gallant effort up the cargo net, but that 19.5 second head start, too impossible to overcome.
Jonnie Jonckowski, sore knee and all, over the second wall, around the ball, one barrier and a finish line.
That's going to be one delighted woman. Jonnie Jonckowski moving on.
Other than that, not really that emotional, huh?
No, I didn't really care about this race at all.
I can tell. Listen, you had a sore knee coming into this thing. I know you did. We talked about it. You were worried about the belt. You just sort of sucked it up and went.
I was terrified. I really was terrified. I think that's what took me over. I was just, I hadn't made it over the treadmill yet. And it was like the fans here and everybody pulling for me. That was a little extra edge.
I saw you at the beginning line. At the start, you had to focus. You put it together, gal. Welcome to the semifinal.
Yeah!
Happy gal, Mike. Back to you.
Indeed she is, and she gets a big hug from Ice.
And the huge deficit that Sherry Giardina had to overcome at the start of the Eliminator was just too big to overcome.
Well, the men are on deck in the Eliminator, and chiropractor Mark Ortega, based on his fine performance against Craig Charles in the previous 6 events, gets the benefit of an 11-second head start. Now, in the prelims, guess what? Both of these men turned in the fastest time in the Eliminator, 50 seconds, so anything could give here. And right now, Larry's at the start line with Craig.
Greg, this is the 12th round of a championship fight. It's right down to the wire. How do you feel about this big differential?
I'm going to give it 110%. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go as hard as I can, and I'm going to make it up. It's mine.
You look like a young man with determination written in his eyes. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
And Craig, our 2-time state Golden Gloves champion from Kansas, hoping to knock out this Eliminator and not have to deal with Tower, Thunder, Nitro, and Laser. We're just about set to go.
The line, man, toes to the line. You go on my whistle, Mark. You wait for second whistle.
And again, these men turn in the fastest time in the prelims in the Eliminator, 50 seconds.
Ready!
Craig might need to go 40 to make up that 11-second head start. Mark Ortega, no sweat. Already he's across the hand bike. Now the spinning cylinders. He hasn't made a mistake yet. And that's exactly what Craig needed, Larry.
Mark up on the platform.
Mark Ortega, an extremely gifted athlete, an all-state halfback in high school, Whittier Christian High here in California.
And even
breezing through the Eliminator.
And even with this lead, he's running like Craig's right on his back. Congratulations, buddy. You took advantage of it. You didn't waste any time with that 11 seconds. You didn't think about it. You just ran it just like he was right behind you.
Anything can happen. I figured if I made a mistake, I'd have that much on him. I didn't want to relax. Anything can happen.
You don't have a big kiss for your fiance under these circumstances, do you? Congratulations to both of you on a couple of notes. And to you, welcome to the semifinals, young man.
Thanks a lot.
Couple of happy people. Back to you, Mike.
So Mark Ortega and Jonnie Jonckowski move on. Craig Charles did finish the Eliminator. Mark will go on to face Johnny Vineyard in the semifinals, while Johnny will take on Kimberly Lentz. Craig and Sherry, well, they deserve congratulations too for a job well done here on the American Gladiators. Love is in the air here at Gladiator Arena. Mark giving a big hug to his fiancée, Diane. We'll see you next week, everyone.